welcome back to the Middlemen of Jeroms. My case, the nation we seek. The nation we seek is a nation of equal and viable opportunities, of dreamers pregnant with purpose, of doers daring to bruise the mountains, of learners and leaders lending their lights, of citizens as sentinels guarding the realm. The nation we seek is a nation of men and women reborn in their minds and redeemed in their thinking, a nation of bright fields and clean waters, a nation that is a nation among the nations, standing tall without the blemish of bad leaders and the rot of corruption. Such is the nation we seek. My verdict: all men who have ears to hear should come awake and take their place. We are closer to the dawn now than ever before.
Amen.
Yeah. I like that this case was placed at the last, the closing part of the show, because we must redeem hope.
Yes, we have to.
And we have to earn trust.
Yes, we have to.
We have to earn trust. We have to be purposeful, that no matter how dark the situation is.
We have to.
There are countries I have read in human history that had more issues that were deep in decadence than we had. There was a place called Sodom and Gomorrah. Theirs was not even economic injustice or hunger or whatever, but perversion. So we are glad that our case is not that of perversion, but that our case is that of failure in leadership, economic injustice, and the rest of that. So here we are talking about a poetic rendition that says, what we desire is a nation that will stand among nations, a nation that will be without blemish, a nation that will grow in strength and might and rediscover itself ultimately.
Yeah.
And deliver to, because there's a generation coming in this country, a generation that bad governance cannot face eyeball to eyeball.
Yeah, I agree.
That generation is coming. Perhaps our generation were not courage enough, maybe because we are half
militarized.
No, we're largely persons who were born in the
years of military.
They have stone age and they have information age. So we are coming with two paradigms, two dynamics, so we can understand if leadership is not working. But there's a generation coming in this country that will not understand why leadership should not work. And that generation, they're already born. And the generation after the Alpha generation. Those ones, their eyes are blue. They don't see anything that is not working. They are born to make things work. And when that generation, when they come to age, when they come of age, you'll be surprised. A Tinubu cannot address them. A Tinubu cannot read speech to them. Because
that's failure.
Because from where he's standing to read a speech, these children have gone beyond that. They are going to represent the next generation. That is the aero generation. Because now we are looking at the space, from the information age, we are moving into the astronomical age. And those who pilot the astronomical age are not people who you want to tell that subsidy is gone or not gone. So this is going to be the last, this regime is going to be the last that will tell Nigerians, give Nigerians excuse. After this APC thing and all these things that we're doing now, it's wiped off the face of the earth. The next one will not reason this at all.
I concur.
And that is the destination.
I concur.
Amen.
I do.
Even though
Because when we talk about restructuring, I believe that Nigerians personally are actually being restructured. They are doing the restructuring themselves.
It's internal.
We are doing restructuring. Now I put off AC.
Good. In the past, in time past,
You leave everything.
you just leave everything, and then when until the day NEPA or PHCN
Come to disconnect.
then with ladder, then you will not come there to negotiate. No.
Now as I was leaving, I put off my fridge.
No, you start arguing with
from
them.
the wall.
Meanwhile,
Remove the cable.
your security light is on at noon. Or you will call them to negotiate with them. Then they will carry
Now
the
security light is solar.
So, you see, the restructuring is actually taking place at the grassroots. Individually, where it should take place. So when we talk about restructuring, it looks as if we should just carry all the ethnic nationalities along. No, we cannot all stay facing
The same direction.
But you know what? One thing that binds all of us together is that we must have common sense.
True.
We must use our senses. Yes, it is now or never. So we are even more creative now. We are also more careful about how our resources, how we use our resources. And we even look out more for where more resources will come from. So, in other words, you see that there are Nigerians who are actually discovering more areas that resources can come in from, more than the government. For instance, I talked about healthcare. In the US, health insurance costs about $13,000 to $15,000 a year. Now, if we had some entrepreneurs, even if it's 3 or 5, who could come to Nigeria and set up a complete healthcare, with power and everything, and people could come from abroad to come and receive healthcare, quality healthcare in Nigeria, it will be a game changer. You won't need to bother about whether government is putting 2% or 100% or 50% of the annual budget into health, because it will not matter. There will be, we will not internationalize healthcare in Nigeria. But those in government cannot see it. They cannot see it. So, just the same way that a number of sectors, telecoms, banking, and the rest of them, agro-processing, have soilless, agriculture, and all of that are being driven by private initiatives. I believe a lot of these areas where government thinks it has control, even thinking of selling the universities. Have you heard of that? That it wants to sell.
Since they can't pay electricity bills anymore.
So, what it means is that Nigerians will now even begin to think that, wait a minute, what's the use of even wasting time in the university? Is it not better I go get a job? Since they say entry point is 18 years. And then let me go and get a job now, and then maybe I attend an open university, the National Open University, the NIVA Open University. If I attend an open university from my place of work, I don't need.
It may even be their objective, sir.
So
not going to school.
To solve no, but it will fail. Because the only thing you actually gain from going to all this, from going to a proper institution, is that socialization.
True.
Well, in the long run, school is going to be open university all through.
Yeah. And in the
long run.
Yes.
Many years from now, they will not have structures again as schools.
One plank of this case is really to drive home the point that we're going to have to become a country. We're really going to become a country in which reliance on government will be very minimal. So, yes. So, for example, 30, 40, 50 years ago, it was NITEL. And government was NITEL. And now NITEL was government.
Yes.
Power was government. They needed to give you license. They needed to, give you
they had to
number, everything.
Before it was also water board.
True.
Yes.
You cannot drink water except they transmit water.
But you see, technology is moving, and the power to be who we ought to be, is moving away more from government to the citizens.
To the
So democracy, we don't often talk about, but democracy is impossible without technology. Because that is ultimately how real power.
Even information.
Yes.
Before we wait for NTA to come up by 4.
By 4.
Now we can even use internet to
plot
our own programs.
They even use the internet, WhatsApp to plot coup in one country.
Yes. In Burkina Faso, WhatsApp now and Signal. So where are we going? The fact is that ultimately, when power gravitates from government away from government to people's hands, at least not just about Nigeria, even in the West. Okay, that's how we are going to drive enlightenment, drive compensations, and put government in check, so that way, whenever they want to engage with the people, they engage only from a point of
common sense
and reason, as opposed to coming to dictate to you, impose on you, force you, coerce you,
or give you
bread. Let me wrap with let me cap it with this joke. During COVID, there was a man, I saw a skit where someone was complaining to another person. Imagine that woman told him that he had to take off his shirt also before she would give him bread. That what sort of indignity is that? Meanwhile, he was complaining that with bread in his hand.
That means the woman has already given him.
He has
already submitted himself to shame. What that means is that survival actually supersedes reasoning. No?
Yes, now you want to preach to a hungry man.
Government give people food to eat, so that our minds can be open and can be stable.
We just even have
And
them to
we
create
can- yes.
infrastructure for us to feed ourselves.
Because the fact
Don't
is
give
that
us food.
yes, because the fact
sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
You don't need comment. I just told there was somebody who has developed soilless agriculture. And I want to tell you what is basically soilless agriculture. All of this waste we see on the road, bottles and all of that, you know, is actually taking the soil,
Yes.
suspending it in the water base in bottles.
hydroponic.
Yes.
Hydroponic.
The energy still comes from the soil.
From
Yeah, but
It
you
was
know,
suspended.
yes,
So it
but you know-
grows strength.
Yes, but the question is how fast and how far can that go immediately to solve problems
very
today?
fast. Very fast.
No, when you liberalize it,
Yes.
you get the yield.
Yeah, but yes. So we need an agency that at least goes to distribute, does awareness, does trainings.
No, you will do your awareness on the internet. You know why I tell you that? You know, when it rains, after the August break, it rained the first and rained the second time. So having been a rookie farmer, I now went and planted maize. You know, planted maize, planted a bitter leaf. And then just within a few days, these brown rats dug up my maize and ate up everything.
And I made a buffet of them.
That's economic sabotage. We have to bring that out to justice.
It was a big shock for me, but I had to now train I didn't wait for government. I went online.
You go on YouTube,
And
you see.
I went on Facebook. I now started looking for these farming groups, and I saw one. I said, look how happened to me. I have asked a number of people, and they said the thing happened to them in different farms across Nigeria. Is it that there's an invasion of those rats, you know? And then they now told me that this Dogoyaro neem tree, that they've developed a neem tree extract that's a very good pesticide without chemicals, but that it will drive them away. So now, what I think is that Nigerians should seek more information than spending so much time on social media
On the
arguing about whose miniskirt is shorter or longer, or you know.
Those arguments also allow us.
To unwind.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Because when I was writing,
They have
when
their
I
place.
wrote my case, I was deep in my emotions. It's all of those skits that will get you to laugh.
But after laughing, you eat. And I went to the farm so that I could help the food, Nigeria's food supply. What happened? I was sabotaged by rats. I didn't give up. Now, okay, I have put ugu, I have put okra. The rain has used to come down. Somebody that
You can irrigate.
so that tells you.
So you need a borehole in that farm. Because government will not draw water to that place.
So that tells you the challenges that farmers, ordinary farmers, even commercial farmers face. So if we begin to apply ourselves to the real everyday, finding solutions to the everyday problems of Nigerians, I tell you what, government will just be there, sitting in the offices.
And hopefully they don't come to place a tax on your subsistence farming. So
No,
you saw the man from
it's not doing the industrial scale now.
He made a lot of money from farming. He's a subsistence farmer. So things you see, information. Even somebody was saying that in Cross River State now, people are making a lot of money.
making a killing.
So even if it is about tax, you see, government cannot tax me to the extent that the land cannot give me much more yield.
I like Jeremiah's optimism, which basically goes to say that the ball is now in your courts, all you Nigerians. And that will be about the sort of our program today on the Middlemen. We're glad we had you for company, and why not? We implore you by all means to be a part of the conversation. Leave a comment in the section and subscribe to our pages across all social media handles. We are Enterprise TV7. Until the Middlemen come your way again, from all of us here, it's bye.